watching out for you. This is NewsWatch 12 this morning.
We have a number of new fires to tell you about this morning and more information on one that broke out late last night. Thanks for joining us. I'm Wist. Two people and their dog were able to get out of their Medford home safely this morning after a fire sparked on the outside and crawled up the side of the house. Someone driving by the house in the 300 block of Chestnut Street reported that fire around 4:30 this morning. We want to zoom in and give you a closer look. Medford Fire and Rescue sent me this picture this morning. The fire investigator was already on scene checking it out, and they said the fire crept into the attic area, but they were able to get it out pretty quickly. They will plan to be out there investigating further today to learn the cause of that fire. Two homeowners are also saved after a fire burned through their mobile home. They believe it all started in the kitchen in the 2000 block of Redwood Avenue around 11 a.m. on Saturday. They say it was caused by someone putting clothes in the microwave, causing it to malfunction and catch on fire. The Red Cross is helping the two people displaced right now, and firefighters say there were no working smoke alarms in that house at the time. Grants Pass Fire and Rescue is reminding everyone to check their smoke detectors, especially during the holiday season, and to use all appliances only for their intended use. A man is in the hospital recovering after firefighters say he was hit on Interstate 5. This is also new this morning. Rogue River Fire says the man pulled over to the side of the road and got out of his car, and that's when another car driving by clipped him but did not stop. Emergency crews took him to the hospital. No word yet on whether the hit-and-run driver has been found. And we want to start you off this morning with a follow-up on a story we first brought you as breaking news on NewsWatch 12 at 11 last night. I talked with Rogue River Fire this morning, and they say they still don't know the cause of that fire, but there are some strange details about it. Let's get you caught up. We want to take you there. We've sent a photographer to the scene, and he came back with these new images. The fire broke out just before 11 last night out near Weimer, and firefighters say they believe the trailer was hanging in a tree when it caught on fire, and when they got there, it was fully engulfed. There were people living nearby. We have more questions about this fire, but we'll be sure to bring them to you once we receive them. We now have a picture to go with a story we first brought you on NewsWatch 12 at 5 o'clock last night. A snowboarder stuck dangling from a chairlift on Mount Ashland. This photo was posted on our Facebook page, and the general manager at Mount Ashland says the snowboarder apparently forgot to remove that snowboard leash when he was getting on the ski lift yesterday, and it got caught, leaving him hanging like this. So scary. Thankfully, a ski patroller was able to guide the snowboarder to the ladder on the tower and to get him to the ground safely. And we have an update on a story we told you about yesterday. Search and rescue efforts for a 60-year-old skier at a Nevada ski resort are being delayed because of dangerous winter weather conditions. Two men went backcountry skiing into a closed-off area at the Mount Rose Ski Resort. You can see all of this snow that's coming down there. Officials say an avalanche happened right in that area yesterday morning, and one of the skiers is still missing.
Our function right now is to do everything we can to try and find this individual.
We are told the skier did not have a beacon, shovel, or other safety protocol necessary for backcountry skiing. Operations at the ski resort remained open during the search and rescue efforts, and search and rescue officials will reassess this morning and decide when they will resume those efforts.
It's amazing, yeah. It's what Mother Nature does.
You see these picturesque homes in Soda Springs, California. Well, there aren't riverside anymore. They're actually in the middle of it. Locals say it's a once-in-a-decades flood event they're dealing with. Again, that is in Soda Springs. Now turning to Stormwatch 12 meteorologist Mike Doyle in the Weather Center. Mike, there is a ton of weather that is going on right here in the West Coast.
Yes.
What are we looking at going into today?
Well, it seems like
200 additional U.S. troops are being deployed to Syria. That's according to Secretary of Defense Ash Carter. He just made the announcement this weekend. The troops will help train and assist U.S.-backed local forces. This is part of the fight to drive out ISIS from their self-declared capital. The troops include Special Operations Forces, trainers, and advisors. Carter made the announcement while speaking at a security summit. Plans are shaping up for holding commemoration services for legendary astronaut John Glenn. He is scheduled to lie in state at the Ohio State House Rotunda in Columbus this Friday, December 16th. The event would be followed by a memorial service at Ohio State University on Saturday, but the ceremonies still need to be approved by an Ohio State board. That meets tomorrow. Glenn, a former Marine pilot, will eventually be buried at Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia. You will remember we told you he died on Thursday at the age of 91. 1995, Glenn became the first American to orbit the Earth in 1962 and later served as a Democrat senator from Ohio. And President-elect Donald Trump is in an argument right now with the CIA, dismissing reports that Russian hacking helped him win the election, some calling this an unprecedented move for an incoming president. The CIA says Russia played a role in that election, but has not released an official statement on this. Donald Trump has repeatedly said there is no evidence to suggest that Russia played any role in the U.S. election. You may remember Russia denied any wrongdoing too and is demanding evidence of its alleged involvement. Trump's team issued a statement saying, in part, the election is over and it's time to move on. And at least 25 people are dead and 31 hurt after an explosion near a Coptic cathedral in the Egyptian capital. The blast went off early this morning. Officials say the explosion happened in a small church attached to the cathedral. The explosion comes just 2 days after another instance of 2 bombs killing 6 police officers and a civilian on a street leading to the pyramids. And another tragedy at a place where people come to worship overseas. As many as 50 people are dead after a church in Nigeria collapsed on worshipers. The governor has declared tomorrow and Tuesday as days of mourning in the state. He was actually in the church when it all happened. Authorities did not provide any reasons for the church's collapse, but said efforts were underway to rescue victims trapped beneath that rubble. Officials are still trying to determine the exact number of dead and uninjured. A fiery truck crash in Kenya killed at least 39 people and hurt many others. This morning, we are learning the truck was carrying highly flammable materials at the time. The accident happened on Saturday. A truck driving out of Nairobi, Kenya's capital, headed to another city, lost control going downhill. This is video that somebody shot when they were there. The truck caught on fire, and the fire spread to other cars that were involved.